Hey Soul Fam, Amelia Adair here. I hope you are feeling good and doing good. I'm feeling good. I'm doing good. And you know I got a great topic for you always. Alright, on this channel, we heal. We elevate. We work on being better versions of ourselves than we was yesterday. Alright, Soul Fam, and we get into the topics that get a little sticky. And we talk about some truths. And I got some truths for you today, Soul Fam, but I'm going to just give a disclosure, a warning. Okay? If you are sensitive, don't watch this video. Just thank you for the support. But this is not for those that want to be sensitive today because there's some serious things that's happening in our world today. And sugarcoating, okay, just puts band-aids, or rather it just covers up the wound. It don't really heal the wound. All right, so fam, so we're going to break it down. So fam, we're going to speak about it. We're going to speak about black women and the dating world, and if we are failing and why we may be failing, and what can we do to be better. All right, so we're going to jump right into some things. So fam, we're going to jump right into it. All right, so fam, and just know I speak from a place. I am a coach. I coach a lot of women. All right. I also do go out in public. Okay. I've also lived in this world up until this time. Okay. So just know this is the perspective. This is the best truth that I can give. All right. So fam, and let's just get into it. I'm not giving no disclosures. I'm not giving no apologies. Listen, I want us to grow and really enjoy this life. Okay, this life that our ancestors and they didn't get that privilege, so fam. They didn't. And as we're trying to move forward and grow and things like that, we can't overlook truth. All right. Now, so fam, understand, as black women, even if you kind of black, you mixed with black, and I'm not. I don't want to say that I'm not speaking on African, because when you think about black Americans, right, and you think about black American women, and the ones that grew up here in America, meaning like we never even been to Africa. Okay, there's a lot of black women that you will meet and that you probably are friends with. Let me see one more. Let's walk this way. They haven't been to Africa, right? More than likely, they don't know no one over there. Okay, the only Africans they know are the ones that are here, right? And the ones that are here, so fam, I've met a lot of Africans. Excuse the nature of the dogs and things like that, but the ones that are here, most of them are enclosed in their families, so they're not basically inviting us to Africa, okay? And more, 9 times out of 10, so fam, they're still trying to figure things out, okay? I'm not saying they're supposed to bring us back, and no, I'm just stating some facts that we kind of neglect because we're so focused on just paying bills, right? Just take bills out for a minute. Let's just focus on some truths, right? So the black women that are here, 9 times out of 10, so far, they're from one of the states, right? They're from North Carolina. They're from, maybe the West Side. They're from Cali. They're from New York. They're from up there. They never been to Africa, okay? So their only knowledge of black culture is things that they see and things that they have been told. And I spoke about this in the other video about our generation, right? We spoke about that. We didn't speak about this, what I'm about to speak about, but we just spoke about our ancestors not really being here to help us grow, right? So when you don't have a family that can give you something to take on and live on, like most other nationalities, like Caucasian, some Spanish and things like that, we don't have that. So when you don't have that, soul fam, Most of us are creating it or copying what we see most people do. Okay? And also what we may see online. Okay? So when you've been online, okay, there's a lot of information. Okay, there's a lot of things that are true and there's a lot of things that are not true. But as a black woman that's from America, you know, it's like, okay, is that safe? Is that true? Is that not? Blah 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 like that. And even when you think about the food, that's all we made like mac and cheese and things like that. But that's not like I guess you could say that's black food. That's black culture. We'll give it to them. But it's not as cultural as an African culture, as a Hispanic culture. Like it's not as solidified. Like even if you look up American food, it's burgers and fries and hot dogs and grease, and it's nothing nutritious. We may have things now, but I'm speaking on the generation that I grew up with. All right, that's out here trying to date, that's out here healing, that's out here learning about their roots, and out here getting more true to their core. All right, and not realizing there's a group of us that exists and we can't ignore. All right, meaning there's a group of black women, black people, men too, but I'm focusing on the women because I'm speaking from a woman perspective. Okay. But there's a group of black women that exist that don't know. We don't know. We don't know. We could do the DNA test and things like that, but even so fam, we don't know those people. Not to say those people. We don't know our ancestors because when we were brought here, fam, we were slaves. So we were sold off and marked off and recumulated, and that's why we're mixed with so much. That's why when you see a lighter skinned black person or darker skinned black person, we all mixed up. So when you think of a black American woman, we're more than likely mixed with something. You're not gonna see a pure American is a mixed American black woman. When you try to give it a definition and understand it, right? Like when you think about African, they'll be like, oh, she's Nigerian, or she's Ghana, or you know what I'm saying? They have a root. When you think about a black woman, an American woman, she's North Carolinian. You get what I'm saying, so fam? So when you think about the black woman, so fam, there's some missing pieces, okay? Now, when you think about where we at today, right? Fast forward, we're grown, we've been living, paying bills, in relationships, trying to figure it out, living the American dream. We are 90% of us, I'm gonna say 90%, and that might be even low. It's probably about 95%. 95% of us are failing the spiritual war. Okay? What's the spiritual war? One, within yourself. Okay? You failing the spiritual war within yourself. Why? What's the spiritual war? What am I not missing? One, you're not being logical. That's number one. Because when you're trying to elevate and grow into the best version of yourself and love yourself, most of us are not loving ourselves. We're not even close. And I try to sit around and maybe I don't want to drive myself insane doing research on people that I can't have conversations with physically. The most I could do is I could look up interviews and I can just take a look. Okay? You could just take a look. That's the most you can kind of like do some research with. And also speaking to women in public. So I do a lot of speaking in public, meaning, no, I'm not on a big public screen, but so fam, I'm out here in public. Okay, this is the public. I'm out in the stores. I'm out here. I'm in neighborhoods You could call me the investigator, okay? Because we need to know what's really stopping us from being happy, okay? And so when you think about not loving yourself, let's talk about that. Not loving yourself, meaning you don't feel beautiful unless your hair is manipulated. You see this? Y'all know I wore this just on purpose. Because I know, because I've been one of them. I've been someone that didn't love themselves. Okay? Meaning I didn't feel good unless my wig was on point or my hair was slicked down flat. Okay? This hair that sticks up against gravity is not seen enough unless they are more African. Okay, you will see more African, like a woman from Africa that's here doing more of this style. But you won't see a black woman, because when you think about it, it's like, yes, I'm African American, but I never learned African culture. So when I'm here and I'm growing up and I'm going to school, I'm being taught that's an African, not an African American. It's like, okay, well, that's an African. So what are the other African Americans doing? Because those are the ones that more look like me, you know, and that's how it was growing up. So I'm speaking truthfully on what it's like, whether we like it or not. Maybe now it may be a little different, but even so, my little sister is like 10, and she don't even like her hair. She got nice long curly black hair. She don't like it curly. She like, I want it straightened, but she goes to the school with more straight haired women. Okay? And even if you go into the stores, like if we go into Target in black areas, you're gonna see women with braids. You're gonna see women with flat hair. Okay? It's gonna be either it's a wig, it's an extension, whatever it is. You're not gonna see a woman walking around like this. You're not. And that's why that's why I'm liking it even more. I'm like, I'm real different. Talk about it. I'm where this from. And when you do see, say a woman may have a fro or like a curly hair, it's a more defined, looser curl, you know. Even if you on the media, on TV, if you look at our higher, bigger influencers, they have more defined curls. Okay, they have more like a Spanish curl. You know, they're not gonna have this curl. We have Viola Davis. She does. I didn't do too much research on Viola Davis and Jill Scott, but those were the two that I came across, and I was like, okay, there's more hope. And I just remember something else, but I gotta stay on flow, so fam, stay with me. When I said there's hope, because the adversary was trying to tell me that there wasn't hope, but we're gonna get into that anyway. So fam, so the texture of the hair, okay, is not like this. Okay, this what I did, I just kind of picked it out. But it's my natural hair. Like when you think about other races and they go outside and they run into the store and things like that, they not doing all this 22-hour process to go outside, because it's their hair, that's that natural state. Sometimes we get so wrapped up in the real world that we neglecting the spiritual world, right? Listen, soul fam, God is a master, not a perfectionist. Okay? God is a master, not a perfectionist. Okay? And when you think about that, you put it to perspective, God mastered you the way you are. Yeah, okay, you're American, African American, whether it's made up or not, you're still here. And when you think about the things that God creates, nothing that God creates is perfect. But when you look on the media, almost everything is perfect, right? Teeth, skin, brows, hair, curl, everything is perfect. Now, when you think about the spiritual war that's happening here, soul fam, it's not talked about enough. It's not exposed enough. Look at this tree behind me, soul fam. Look how beautiful this tree is. Look at the flow on it. Look at the way it stands up. Look at the different colors. Like, if you really just look around you, wherever you at, and you look at the things that God creates, right? The things that are natural. Nothing is perfect. Nothing. You could go in and trim it and shape it and form it and make it look prettier. But nothing that God creates is perfect. But everything that God creates is mastered. It's doing the job that it was sent here to do. Okay? The tree. It releases oxygen. It helps us breathe. Okay? It's perfect the way it is. You can go and give it a haircut, right? Give it a tree cut. But you don't have to manipulate it for it to be as beautiful as it is. And that's what we missing in this spiritual war, so fam, is that we're trying to grow and we're trying to elevate and we're trying to heal, we're trying to be great. But we're trying to reform what God already mastered and trying to call it beautiful. We think we need these long nails. We think we need this full glam when we go out. We think we need more eyelashes that God didn't give us enough. We think we need our hair to be real defined and formed and something that He didn't create for you. So you're losing the spiritual warfare because you're letting a person in the world tell you how to be beautiful. And there's a reason that our hair is like this. There's a reason for it. There's many reasons for it. I'm not going to go into all the reasons for it, but I'm sure if you ask God, God will tell you. And when you think about, even if you look up the black woman, they all got weaves in their hair. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, okay? I'm saying you don't need it to feel beautiful for real. See, some of us, again, we're not really doing the work we're supposed to do. We're faking it. And when you think about God, you can't be fake to God. You can be fake to me. I'm just a human, right? But you can't be fake to God, the Most High. And some of us, we don't love ourselves. And then we're raising that self-hate, or we're walking around with that self-hate, spreading it around to other black women. And so when you think about, well, why black women are the most single, and why this, and all the stuff that they say in the media, ladies, you don't love yourself. So of course someone is not going to be able to love you. Of course someone's not going to be able to build with you, because your root and your foundation isn't firm. You don't know who you are. You're not going within. You're not healing properly. You're healing surface level. And trust me, soul fam, I told you I be out in public, and I do. Let's go this way. And when it comes to the conversations that I'm having with black women, and let's say I do a survey or a tally, and my approach is always pure, meaning before I go to approach anyone, not just a black woman, it's like, I hope they're having a good day. I hope they have peace with whatever they're going through. I hope they feel good about themselves. I hope they know that God loves them. That's always how I am when I'm walking around and things like that. Because I know that this reality is always going to be my reflection. Okay? So I'm not going out to try to count how many negative black women I see. Cause I already know what we go through. So why add to the why add to the pile? The ones online, the ones in person. Cause when we walking around, honey, it's even worse. Weave or no weave, it's even worse. It's just no regard. Okay, if you come back to this life and you walk around as a black woman, hopefully things will change by the time you do it. We are looked past. Okay, we are the most looked past, and most of the time they try their hardest not to even look. Okay, I don't care what you do online. That's why a lot of times people slide in my DMs, but if they see me in person, I know they won't say the same things they say in my DMs. It's easy to be online. When you in person, when people are in person, and listen, so fam, ladies, we have to love ourselves so that when we see each other, we're not automatically thinking like, oh, what this person want from me, what this person want to do to me. We are so programmed and afraid, and I get it. Who wouldn't be? In a world where everyone is trying to tear you down every turn you take, you'll be like, can I get a break? Can I get a break? Can you just say hello? And sometimes, like I said, so fam, God be working on me heavy, because there's days and I be like, Lord, he be like, the battle is not yours. I'm like, oh, honey. The amount of hate, I don't even like to say the word, but that exists in people's hearts, that have been implemented into our own hearts. I ain't even touching me when I say that, because, honey, I cleaned it out. The rate is high. And there's a purpose for that rate being high. And as a black woman, as much as we've been fighting and as much as we've been holding on to a string, okay, baby, find another string and hang on a little bit more. And just have truths. Okay, when you say truths, it's like, I don't know if you know, but like when two people just have a disagreement and y'all can't come to terms for whatever reason, and it's always best to just be like, all right, truce. All right, truce. You got it. We got it. It's over. Like the fight is over. Like no one wins. Like it's a draw. That's true. That's what I'm meaning this term when I'm saying truce. It's like draw. Like you got it. Like I don't have hate for you. I'm not upset with you. I'm not upset about what happened. I'm not upset about the things that people may have did because I was black. I'm not upset at your ancestors for enslaving us. Now, when I say that, I mean like, even when we see white people. So fam, a lot of times when we see white people, we're like, some of us, I'm not saying all of us, but we get upset with them. There's new ones here that aren't like the ones that slaved us. So we gotta have truce with them. So when we see them, it's not a silent war. It's not a silent competition. When we're working with them, we're not calling them Beckys and Karens, We're not angry. And when you have that love for yourself and you start just showing up as who you are, wear that hair, babe. It's not meant to be a perfect form. It's not. Get it as nice as you could get it. Soften it up, put some nice products in it. Get them nails regular. And you have to understand, so fam, Your spirit loves that. Your soul loves that. See, sometimes we keep trying to love ourselves and things like that, and we're covering up the best parts of ourselves. We're hiding the best part of ourselves to fit someone's visual. The only visual you need to fit is God's visual. And that's the way you look in the mirror. And when you elevate it and we evolving, it's that spirit. It's that approach. It's those thoughts. Some of us, we spent 2 years on social media. We spent 2 years looking at videos and watching people. If you spent 2 years just watching people, not building no relationships, just building your own brand, just minding your business, and not helping no one, you got to do another check. That gets us to another topic that I want to talk about. Let me go this way, Sophia. Let me go this way. I told y'all, Sophia. This video is, it's not even about this video. This message is to really get you to open up your eyes and see the bigger picture here. Like, some of us are looking month to month, and it's how we're programmed to look, because most of us think about these bills that we gotta pay. But you gotta take a bigger step back, and you have to think about, like, this world is moving forward. Rather you moving forward or not, this world is moving forward. I mean, they building stuff. They is building new stuff. There's so much new things. There was the other day I did some research. I was like, that exists? I didn't even know that was a thing where you could like rent certain equipment. Like, I knew you could rent like furniture, but like they have a place where you could rent equipment online from other people, not just a store. I didn't know that existed. And most of us, Sophia, are setting our goals to consume. Right? We're setting goals to consume. What about creating? Like, there's still more to life that hasn't evolved yet. And we have had a big setback, meaning like, meaning we was helping, we was the help in this vision, meaning like in this world that we live, our ancestors are the ones that like built it, meaning like we picked the cotton, we picked the fruit, we did this. When we was doing that, we wasn't creating, we wasn't living. We might have been having a little minute to get our freak on, but other than that, we wasn't laughing at the dinner table. We was caged up. I know y'all seen Roots. We was caged up. And now that everyone's kind of walking around as if it was only 2 days ago. I mean, like it was 2,000 years ago. That was only 60 years ago. And although it may not be physically a war that's happening here, this is spiritual world war happening, and it needs to end. You have to know who you are now. Now that we're free, then I could be freer. Meaning don't believe whatever you seeing that's caged in on the media. Which talks about too, like they just killed another this way I was trying to go. They just killed a black man. Now I was just like, oh, okay, another one. They laughing. They is laughing. They is eating it up because you telling me they gonna publicly kill a black man in your face, and you gonna post it on their media. And you know what I see too? The celebrities be the first one to post it, and then after they post it, they post themselves. They feeding off that energy, just feeding it. Come on, I'm not gonna get too deep in that because they might take my channel down. When you see those mothers, look at them. Most of them got on a wig. Most of them, come on. When you go to these neighborhoods, when you go to the predominantly black neighborhoods, there's chicken spots. There's chicken spots. There's Chinese food. You know, it's everything fast. It's burgers, pizza, donuts. When you go to the why do you think when you go to the upscale neighborhood you be feeling a little different? Like, let me iron my shirt. They ain't got no burger spots. They ain't not have no burger spots. They got restaurants. They have Thai and Asian. You know, it's a little level up. So fam, when you love yourself, you're not going to want to eat things that weigh you down. You're not going to want to have a bug on me. You're not going to want to eat things that weigh you down. Fries, milkshakes. Even when I smell it and I'm craving it, at this point of where I'm like healed, it's like I do not want to burn that energy. You be like, nah, I don't want that in my body. I don't. Why? What does it create? Like now I literally get sick when I try to eat that stuff. Like I'm about they had the little Popeye shrimp. They had the little special little Popeye shrimp. I think I was this close to vomiting when I ate that. I was like, what is this? What is it? Maybe it's just me. Maybe my stomach is sensitive. Okay. When we're going out here and we're meeting people and we dating, definitely a man, he know he gotta wake up with you. If you look too far off from the wake up, you're gonna continue to get looked past. And also too, ladies, yo, when you just standing in your, I'm gonna call it the loading stand. You know, you're online. So say you're online waiting to pay for your groceries, right? You're loading. You're just sitting there waiting. How is your face? Are you loading, sitting there like thinking about all them bills you gotta pay? Think about Ronnie, Johnny, and Rufus? Come on. When you in line, don't be looking so. Sometimes I'm even scared to say hi. I just be like, hey, I like your bag. You know, I'll just say it because I know like sometimes they just gotta hear your voice or something because y'all be in a trance from who knows what. Let's go this way. The music y'all be listening to. When you walk outside, so fam, meaning you go to work, you go to the gym, you go to school, you go wherever you're going, walk out with a light, write yourself a message, just write it and stick it on every